This poem, guys, is based on, it's called The Great Editors, The Master Editor. What it's about is Padmasambhava, one of the Buddhist deities, would be the editor in this case. And what struck me was some inspiration, a great book, The Poet's Way by Manjusri. And there's a Japanese haiku. It's a type of poem where there's basically three lines, and it's very structured: five syllable, seven syllable, and five syllable. And it would hope to really capture the imagination by line number three. And in this book, he suggests taking your Western poem and putting it into this format. So really, as W.H. Auden says, killing your darlings, the lines that you've written, trying to condense them into these shortened syllable lines that can be quite painful. And that's been kind of a metaphor for my life, since getting involved in training for ordination. um, there's the beauty of it, seeing the parts of my life that don't work, but also the parts that do, or that improve, with this, we'd say, Eastern form. And that's really what's played out in this poem. Is I would look to this Eastern way of living, and it's kind of destroying my some parts of my Western way of living, making some better. And I just thought it was a little inspiration. So it's something I'm working on. I hope you enjoy it. When he gives me the nudge for line number two, I move down and look at his view. I'm surprised in all my genius I miss the simple mess. The editor's work is done by line number three. I begin to feel a lot more like me. And yet, the following day, I take the quill, exerting my force, imposing my will, to utter remorse. Oops, I did it again. Spilled ink all over my life's poem. By line number two, it's over for me. Sink, sink, I sink into a state as dark as the black ink. I feel the connection slipping away. I arise bashful again the following day, handing over the pen to the great editor. Head in hands, I know, I see my line number one on fire. Panic, grasping at the pen. And yet, by line number two, I rise to see he has written pleasant words I could not see. So while my line number one is on fire, line number two, a healthy desire to work with him, emerges, curious at first. Sudden inspiration, faith, a burst. It hurts a little less each day to see him strip my line one away. Even I can see his finger has less work to do by the time he graces line number two. As usual, by line number three, we have reached the neutral zone. A day's work, pen down, time for home.